I often say that there are two things that Finns has been very successful. One is that we have been always open to ideas and open to learning from others, unlike many other countries in Europe and here, that we have actively followed what's going on here in Canada, in the United States, England, many other countries, and openly learned and adopted their ideas, particularly in our classrooms, so that we are able to do things better than we could have done with our own limited resources.
So our first main point is the public trust in the public institutions. These institutions include the police force, healthcare, and the education system. So overall, the general public is happy. So when you have the good public trust and efficient public institutions, this makes for a healthy learning environment for students to learn and develop. So our second main point is the standardized test, or lack thereof. So in Finland, there are in fact no standardized testing institutions for the students. So this would include the ACTs and the SATs in the US. So in the US, while these tests are supposed to help determine academic achievement, they instead only cause extra stress and anxiety on the students themselves. So when you have stress and anxiety, this ultimately does not help for a productive learning environment. Our third main point is teacher preparedness. In Finland, aspiring teachers are required to have much more than just the normal 4-year degree in order to teach students. In fact, most teachers undergo 12+ years of schooling in order to become a teacher. In addition, teachers are actually a highly valued job, much like doctors and lawyers in the US. So, all in all, the teachers are more qualified and elite when it comes to teaching our students. So when you have students that are in the great hands of teachers, this makes for an awesome learning environment. Our fourth main point is the aspect of global collaboration in education overseas, most importantly Sweden. Sweden was the birthplace of the global educational reform movement, or also known as GERM. The GERM movement is where you have teachers across the world in constant communication. They're in communication about their curriculums, their homework, as well as lesson plans. So when you have teachers that are in constant communication all across the world, you always have new and fresh ideas. More specifically, the GERM movement, or Global Educational Reform Movement as stated before, is the big idea of putting global collaboration into action. So when you have motivated teachers and happy and engaged students, this makes for an awesome learning environment for students to blossom. For our critical review, we picked out several quotes that we thought proved our thesis. On page 93, the quote, "Although students are not tested in Finland as they are in many other countries using frequent standardized tests, this does not mean that there is no assessment of students in Finland or any data about students' learning." For the second part of our critical review, we bring your attention on page 108 to the graph that shows what teachers all need to have under their belt educational-wise in order to teach students. This book was extremely helpful because it provided the detailed steps on how to achieve educational harmony like in Finland. For this reason, we certainly suggest it because it provides readers with a large amount of information pertaining to teaching. However, while this text is extremely enlightening, we warn readers that it may frustrate them because it would take a colossal cultural change for the US to be at the same playing field as Finland.